The Golden Sayings of Epictetus, 77. That is a true athlete that trains himself to resist such outward impressions as these. Stay, wretched man, suffer not thyself to be carried away. Great is the combat, divine the task. You are fighting for kingship, for liberty, for happiness, for tranquility. Remember God. Call upon him to aid thee, like a comrade that stands beside thee in the fight. 78. Who then is a Stoic? In the sense that we call that a statue of Phidias, which is modeled after the master's art? Show me a man in this sense modeled after the doctrines that are ever upon his lips. Show me a man that is sick and happy, in danger and happy, on his deathbed and happy, an exile and happy, in evil report and happy. Show me him, I ask again. So help me heaven. I long to see one Stoic. Nay, if you cannot show me one fully modeled, let me at least see one in whom the process is at work, one whose bent is in that direction. Do me that favor. Grudge it not an old man to behold a sight that he has never yet beheld. Think you wish to see the Zeus or Athena of Phidias bedecked with gold and ivory? Nay, show me one of you, a human soul, desiring to be of one mind with God, no more to lay blame on God or man, to suffer nothing, to disappoint nothing, to cross him. To yield neither to anger, envy, or jealousy. In a word, why disguise the matter? One that from a man will fain become a god, one that while still imprisoned in this dead body makes fellowship with God his aim. Show me him. Ah, you cannot. Then why mock yourself and delude others? Why talk about tricked out in other men's attire? Thieves and robbers that you are of names and things to which you can show no title. 79. If you have assumed a character beyond your strength, you have both played a poor figure in that and neglect one that is within your powers. 80. Fellow, you have come to blows at home with a slave. You have turned the household upside down and thrown the neighborhood into confusion. And do you come to me then with airs of assumed modesty? Do you sit down like a sage and criticize my explanation of readings? And whatever idle babble you say has come into my head, have you come full of envy and dejected because nothing is sent you from home? And while a discussion is going on, do you sit brooding on nothing but how your father or your brother are disposed towards you? What are they saying about me there? At this moment they imagine I am making a progress in saying, he will return perfectly omniscient. I wish I could become omniscient before I return, but that would be very troublesome. No one sends me anything. The baths at Nicopolis are dirty. Things are wretched at home and wretched here. And then they say, nobody is any better for the school. Who comes to the school with a sincere wish to learn, to submit his principles to correction and himself to treatment? Who to gain a sense of his wants? Why then be surprised if you carry home from the school exactly what you bring into it? 81. Epictetus, I have often come desiring to hear you speak, and you have never given me any answer. Now, if possible, I entreat you, say something to me. is there, do you think, replied Epictetus, an art of speaking as of other things, if it is to be done skillfully and with profit to the hearer? Yes. And are all profited by what they hear, or only some among them, so that it seems there is an art of hearing as well as of speaking. To make a statue needs skill. To view a statue aright needs skill also. Admitted. And I think all will allow that one who proposes to hear philosophers speak needs a considerable training in hearing. Is that not so? Then tell me on what subject you are able to hear me. Why, on good and evil. The good and evil of what? A horse and ox? No, of a man. Do we know then what man is? What his nature is? What is the idea we have of him? And are our ears practiced in any degree on the subject? Nay, do you understand what nature is? Can you follow me in any degree when I say that I shall have to use demonstration? Do you understand what demonstration is? What true or false is? Must I drive you to philosophy? Show me what good I am to do by discoursing with you. Rouse my desire to do so. The sight of the pasture it loves stirs in a sheep the desire to feed. Show it a stone or a bit of bread, and it remains unmoved. Thus we also have certain natural desires, and one that moves us to speak when we find a listener that is worth his salt, one that himself stirs the spirit. But if he sits by like a stone or a tuft of grass, how can he rouse a man's desire? Then you will say nothing to me? I can only tell you this, that one who knows not what he is and to what end he was born, and what kind of world that is and with whom he is associated there, one who cannot distinguish good and evil, beauty and foulness, truth and falsehood, will never follow reason in shaping his desires and impulse and repulsions, nor yet in assent and denial or suspension of judgment, but will in one word go about deaf and blind, thinking of himself to be somewhat what he is in truth of no account. Is there anything new? New in all this? In that this ignorance, the cause of all the mistakes and mischances of men since the human race began? This all I have to say to you, even this against grain. Why? Because you have not stirred my spirit. For what can I see in you to stir me, as a spirited horse will stir a judge of horses? Your body that you maltreat, your dress that is luxurious, your behavior, your look, nothing whatever. When you want to hear a philosopher, do not say, you say something to me, only show yourself worthy or fit to hear, and then you will see how you will move the speaker. Okay, I will stop there. Oh, yeah. And I will begin on 81.